What I consider what just recently happened to Chainlink to be nice news. I'm not talking about the price because I'm going to talk about that later, and it's not even about that because it's clearly not doing the best as of right now when it comes to Link, its native token. However, even though nothing I say is financial advice, Chainlink recently announced something that they did with something called Etherealize. Now, people may be thinking, okay, what is that? Etherealize is supposedly the institutional arm of Ethereum. And Ethereum is such a popular layer 1 blockchain, right? So I find this pretty interesting to me. However, the thing is, again, Etherealize and as well as Chainlink, they have like basically launched a new resource to kind of help institutions, basically, I guess. Now, people may be thinking, well, who really cares about that? Well, okay, it's not the biggest thing out there of all time, but I still think it's pretty nice given what it is, because Chainlink doing something with Etherealize, which again is Ethereum's institutional arm, I think that's pretty impressive considering how Ethereum is one of the most popular layer 1 blockchains of all time. I mean, it's so massive. So seeing something like this, it is pretty cool in my mind, I guess, when it comes to this. Now, people may be thinking, well, Chainlink, didn't people kind of forget about it? Well, not really. I mean, Chainlink is still a pretty massive project in the grand scheme of things. Sure, Link hasn't been doing the best. Sure, it's currently around 15 and a half times lower than $200. It's not doing the best out there, but is Bitcoin doing the best? I don't think so. Even Ethereum, it's not arguably doing the best either as of right now. Actually, Bitcoin is now below 90 grand. So it's not like we're seeing such a good thing happen right now for this space. It's not like we're seeing such a good sentiment when it comes to the altcoin space. That doesn't seem to hypothetically be the case. But still, even despite all that, seeing how Chainlink is still even doing stuff like this, I find it to be pretty interesting, at least in my mind. Now, when I take a look at it, is this suddenly going to improve the fundamentals of Chainlink? Is it going to make it more fundamentally sound? Nah, I don't think so, actually, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it's a cool thing to see, but it's kind of like an accessory, I suppose. It's not really, I think, gonna dramatically or drastically change the fundamentals of Chainlink as I know it. Nah, I don't think so. But I still like it nonetheless because, in my perspective, when it comes to Link, people like to say it's just not doing the best. How is it going to gain any sort of hypothetical notoriety? Well, in my mind, I think that Chainlink kind of, at least to me, I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf, kind of represents, to me at least, a project that seems to have kind of a, I would say, unchallenged position for its position within the niche that it's in. Now, why do I even have this hypothetical mindset? Well, it's because if I take a look at the space of oracles within this space, what is really competing with Chainlink in that massive of a scale? Like, the thing is, okay, if I take a look at Pith has a way smaller market cap than Link. You know what I mean? When it comes to something like Chainlink, let me just kind of explain their sort of primary focus, which I think is the Oracle side of things. Now, Chainlink is very well known for its decentralized Oracle network, but the thing is, an Oracle, in this case, it's a data feed that brings data from off the chain, so we're talking about off-chain data, and it brings it over into the blockchain. The reason why this sort of seemingly kind of hypothetically unimportant thing, from afar at least, why do I think it's pretty crucial? It's because we all know that there's many applications within this space as of right now, right? But many of them actually can't really function properly without this off-chain data. So when people like to say, oh, Chainlink, it's going to become obsolete because there's going to be more applications that are going to pop up. Well, why? If there's more applications that are popping up, basically, and Chainlink indirectly, I guess, through its Oracle type of vibe, is helping applications basically function properly, why would it be a bad thing if there's more of what it's trying to help? I just don't get it. It's like, for instance, let's say I want to have a restaurant, right? Or let's say, just make it a little bit more specific, let's say I want to have a pizza restaurant. If I open my pizza restaurant in a specific city or in a specific area, and in that area there's more individuals who want to eat pizza, why would that be a bad thing in my perspective? I'm not going to be complaining, I guess, because, again, in this instance, I'm a pizza restaurant owner, right? But I'm not. But I'm just saying, in this example. So then when I take a look at something like Chainlink, I am pretty, I guess, impressed, right, with what I'm seeing right now when it comes to this, because it's nothing that I necessarily thought could hypothetically happen, I guess, because, you know, it's not something I thought about, but when I saw it, I was like, wow, it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about it as of right now. Things are looking very boring in my mind, but you know what? Whether or not there's an altcoin season during this cycle or not, I should say, I'm just going to say that again, right? Whether there's one again or there isn't one, the only thing I can do is stay patient. Beyond that, I can't do anything actually. So I'm gonna stick with what I've been doing throughout this entire time. Anyways, I've been just dollar cost averaging once a month into the projects that I'm a fan of. But then beyond that, I don't do anything more than that. I don't do any less than that either. But I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but that's just personally what I'm doing. But nonetheless, I want to talk about this news that just recently basically came out when it comes to Chainlink and as well as Etherealize, which again, I'm going to say is Ethereum's institutional arm. So to kind of summarize this video, I find it to be pretty nice news that something like Chainlink did this with Ethereum's institutional arm. So I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a nice day. I'm out. Peace. Bye.